to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. If you want up to 30 free stocks, Moomoo is going to give you up to 30 free stocks when you open a new Moomoo brokerage account. You put $100 in your new Moomoo brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. You put $2,000 in your Moomoo brokerage account, they are going to give you 30 free stocks. Limited time offer, guys, so don't delay. Act today. Get yourself down in that description box. Click on that Moomoo link. Open up that Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Listen, guys, March 31st, 2025 is the last day for this promotion from Moomoo. The 30 free stocks offer will be gone. So don't delay. Oh, I'm going to do it on Tuesday. Too late. April 1st, too late. It's gone. So do yourself a favor. Don't sleep on this. Wake yourself up. Get down to the description box. Click on the Moomoo link and put you some money in there and get these free stocks. I will also send you a couple of Moomoo tutorial videos to walk you through how to use the Moomoo brokerage app. All you got to do is send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Let me know you've opened the Moomoo account. Let me know you funded it. And I'm going to go ahead and send you out some Moomoo tutorial videos that will walk you through how to use this app so that you can get ready, man. Tom Lee has just went on record. I just watched him. And I said, man, goodness, I gotta tell my people about this. Because y'all know I respect Tom Lee. He's the co-founder and head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors. He's a contributor on CNBC, and that's where I see him at a lot of the times when he's on CNBC, and they're asking him, because he's an expert, they're asking him about what's happening and when do you think the tide will turn. And Tom Lee believes April 2nd, guys, the tide will start to turn. And here's his rationale behind that. It can't get no worse. We're already seeing the stock market in corrective territory. Everybody has already priced in tariffs. That's the reason you've seen over the last 3 trading days of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the market continued to just fall off. As we get closer to April 2nd, there'll continue to be volatility. But he believes on the other side of April 2nd, we'll start a V-shaped recovery. And for some of you guys who don't know what a V-shaped recovery is, right now, we're in the valley of the V. We're at the bottom of the V. You know what a V looked like, right? It looked like this. That's a V. We're at the bottom right now of the V. There is no place to go in the bottom of a V but up. And that's where your V-shaped recovery. Markets crash like this, and then they go back up like that. That's your V-shaped recovery. And he believes on the other side of April 2nd, we will have a V-shaped recovery. Here's why. 3 things that the current administration are trying to get accomplished. 3 things. Number 1, they wanted to crash the stock market. That's why they started with the tariffs. See, they want to crash the stock market so that they can bring it back and take all the credit. No. The current administration don't want to hear this stuff about Joe Biden's administration is responsible for, this euphoria and this great economy and this great stuff. They don't want to hear that. So how do you wipe out what Joe Biden did? Crash the stock market. Crash it. That's where the tariffs come into play, right? So number 1 thing, crash the stock market, get rid of this whole Joe Biden thing. And then guess what we're going to do? We're going to come back with our last 2 mandates, which is what? Deregulation, where they're going to deregulate the banks and let the banks go back to the wild, wild west like they were in 2005, 2006, leading up to the 2008 great financial crash. They're going to deregulate all, not just banks. They're going to deregulate the oil industry and everything else. So deregulation is number two. What does that mean when you have less regulations on big corporations? They tend to make more money, guys. They tend to get more investment in their companies because they can go make money any way they want to and they ain't got to worry about the government interfering. That's deregulation. So deregulate oil and gas, deregulate the banks, basically deregulate all big industry. Just deregulate it. Make it easier for them to go out and do what they need to do without government oversight. That does what? That brings investment. Deregulate, right? So that was the second mandate. The third mandate is what? Tax cuts, tax breaks for the wealthy. Those were your three now. And this ain't Tom Lee saying that, but well, part of it is what Tom Lee said. He said the deregulation and the tax cuts will be a catalyst for the stock market. It's going to be a catalyst to run the stock market up. This is what he said. If you don't believe me, go look at his latest interview on CNBC. He said deregulation and tax cuts will lead the V-shaped recovery. And he believes all of that is going to happen starting what? April 2nd. Because after April 2nd, guys, the cat is out the bag. If you're going to do these tariffs, go ahead and do them, even though the market already got it priced in. That's why you see the market crashing the way it's crashed over these last 3 days and over the month of March. It's been so volatile, right? So there's no surprise anymore to the market. The market already knows what is potentially going to happen. But the market is just ready for that to happen so they can get back to business. And Tom Lee believes on April 2nd and forward, second quarter and on to the second half of this year, we're going to see some positive momentum in the stock market. Why? Because the stock market is about making money, guys. It's about making money. And at some point, hedge funds, institutional investors, billionaires, retail investors have to make some money. And I still believe, as I've told you guys before, I still believe that the current administration does not want to go into 2026 and these midterm elections with a crashed economy, with a crashed stock market, with a failing labor market. They do not want that going into 2026 and these midterms. They don't want that. So they're going to resurrect this thing because think about it. 47 really judges himself and the job that he's doing on a healthy stock market. He loves to take credit for the stock market being healthy. Now, he had to crash it, though, because that's the only way you was going to get rid of Joe Biden's success over the last 2 years. You had to crash it, and then you resurrect it. See, that's politics 101 right there, especially if you're trying to wipe out good deeds from the past administration. The best way to wipe them out is to crash this thing and then resurrect it. There's your V-shaped recovery, right? We're already at the bottom of the V or close to the bottom. We're at the bottom or close to the bottom of the V. Only place to go, guys, is up. So Tom Lee, they also asked Tom Lee, okay, Tom, if you believe after April 2nd, second quarter, back half of 2025 is going to be fantastic for equities, who would you be buying? They asked him that. And Tom Lee said, the first name he said, guys, when they asked him, who would you be buying? He said, Tesla. Tom Lee said that would be the first name he would buy is Tesla, plus the rest of the Magnificent Seven. He said, because the Magnificent Seven have plenty of cash, right? And when these institutional investors come back in, when these hedge funds and these billionaires come back in, they're going to be going for companies that they know historically has given them great returns. So he believes the Magnificent Seven will be a strong play for a lot of investors because of their history and the cash that they have. They don't have to worry about them not being able to ramp up and get going again. You don't have to worry about that with the Magnificent Seven. He said just like Tesla took off post-election, right? Tesla has since did what? Went down. Why did Tesla go down? Because of the whole Doge thing and the economy starting to go bad. The stock market, they blaming Elon Musk for that. So the stock price started tanking, right? People don't like him. But when things start to get better and the administration can show that the economy, the stock market is better and they take credit for it, he believes what? Now, he didn't say the whole take credit for it, but he believes Tesla will be a big beneficiary of the V-shaped recovery along with the Magnificent Seven. So what does that tell me as an investor when I hear a guy like Tom Lee, who is a 30-year vet at this? This guy's a 30-year vet. And I've been telling you guys all along, Magnificent Seven, you can't go wrong with the Magnificent Seven. I've been telling y'all that since late 2023. I've been telling y'all that about the Magnificent Seven since late 2023. And then, of course, all of 24, I had been telling you guys about the Magnificent Seven. All of 24. And I'm going to tell you again, just to back up what Tom Lee said. They asked him, if you had to pick, who would you pick? Equities on the back half of this year when things get better. First name he said was Tesla, and then he said the Magnificent Seven because they're the strongest. They're the strongest companies out there. And I agree with him, right? I agree with him. Now, I personally would also throw Palantir in there. I would also throw Rocket Lab in there. Even though Rocket Lab right now is not a huge company, I think it will be. It's a disruptor in the aerospace industry, along with SpaceX. But SpaceX is a private company right now. It's not a public company. Elon Musk owns SpaceX. It's a private company. So it's not public yet. So the public company that I believe is a disruptor is Rocket Lab. So you got Rocket Lab for me. You got Palantir. Why? Because when it comes to large data sets, I'm talking about taking these large data sets and breaking them down and giving that information to, whether it be the U.S. government, whether it be the Secret Service, whether it be private industry, you give that data that you've broken down, and now they can take that data and easily understand it and make decisions. Palantir is the best at that. Their software is the best at that in the business. So I like the Magnificent Seven, I like Rocket Lab, and I like Palantir coming out of April 2nd on into the second quarter, and then obviously on into the last 6 months of 2025. We also know, or it's highly anticipated, that the Federal Reserve will step in June and make their first 25 basis point rate cut. Whew. Y'all know once that happens, guys, we're going to get some bounce. We're going to get a little rally. At least that's my opinion. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not trying to tell you this is financial advice. I'm just giving you my little commentary on what I extrapolated from the conversation Tom Lee had with the host at CNBC. I'm just telling you the way I saw it. You go look at it, you may see it differently. This is not trying to tell you to go out and buy the Magnificent Seven. I'm just telling you guys, we're going to have a V-shaped recovery. I totally agree with Tom Lee 100%. Because if you think about the mandates, now I made up the first mandate, which is they want to crash the stock market to get rid of Joe Biden's legacy, right? They don't want people saying, oh, the stock market was already great when you got here, 47. You didn't do anything. It was already great. He didn't want that. 47 didn't want that. 47 want to be able to say, you know something? I inherited a failing economy. I inherited a failing stock market. Let me point to it. Let me show you why it was failing. That's what he want to be able to say. He want to be able to say, remember in March of 2025 when we were in corrective territory and the stock market was failing, that was because of the prior administration. Here's what I did to save it. I deregulated big corporations, big industry. I deregulated. So I allowed them to be able to go out and freely do whatever they want to and get away with it and make more money. He want to be able to say that. And he want to be able to say, I gave y'all the biggest tax cut in American history. But really, who he's giving the tax cut to is the 1%, because I already told y'all, most of us, 99%ers, don't really pay no taxes relative to what 1%ers pay, right? So the top 10% of wage earners pay 90% of the taxes. The bottom 90% of wage earners pay 10% of the taxes. So he'll come out with the tax cut, but it's really for the 1%. But nevertheless, both of those are catalysts to make the stock market go higher. And that's what Tom Lee believes. He believes deregulation and tax cuts will reignite the stock market and send it higher. And I agree with him 1,000%. So what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be putting myself in position every single day, just like I am now. I'm invested right now, and I'm going to continue to invest more, because I believe second quarter, end of second quarter, by definite, end of second quarter. Because remember, in June, Fed gonna make their first rate cut, in my opinion. Now, that could be totally wrong, but I'm giving you my opinion, and that's all this channel is about, is my opinion. I've never claimed to be some expert. I've never claimed to be Tom Lee. But what I do claim to do is I pay attention to what Tom Lee says, because he's credible. I mean, he's a giant when it comes to this industry. That's the reason he's on CNBC. That's the reason he's the co-founder and head of research at Fundstrat Global Advisors. These folks ain't no joke, right? He predicted that in 2024, he predicted that the S&P 500 would get over 6,000 points. Nobody else predicted that I know of. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP, Citi, all of them did not say that. Now, they said it towards the end of the year, but they didn't say that at the early beginning of 2024. I think Bank of America had it at about 5,500. But Tom Lee came out in January and said he believes the S&P would get to 6,000 points in 2024, and it did. All I'm telling you guys is put yourself in position. Please put yourself in position to win, and win big. Do not sleep on this opportunity that's getting ready to happen. Tom Lee just gave you a serious warning to all investors. Be ready. A serious warning about stocks, about equities. Be ready. Somebody is going to get rich. Somebody is going to build wealth. Somebody is going to become a millionaire. The question is, will you participate in any of that? Or will you sit on the sideline in the matrix and just be afraid and let all this wealth pass you by? Or will you act? Will you take advantage of it? I hope you will act and take advantage of it. If you don't believe me, go out on Google and just Google Tom Lee's latest interview on the stock market. Just type that in to Google, and it will give you a plethora. One, you're going to have about 25 million YouTubers making videos on it, just like I am. So I can't knock them. But you're going to also see some real media outlets like CNBC and others like that. Not YouTubers, but real media outlets, or at least, quote unquote, they're supposed to be real media outlets. They will have him on there. You ain't going to see him on nobody's YouTube channel, but you will see him on CNBC. Go out to CNBC, take a look at that. It's about a 4 to 5 minute video on CNBC. And I'm telling you what he said. He said there's going to be a V-shaped recovery. He believes after April 2nd, he believes deregulation and tax cuts will drive up stocks. And I believe him. He believes those will drive up stocks, along with, in my opinion, I'm throwing this in my opinion, it'll be tax cuts, deregulation, and rate cuts. Those three things will drive up, right? They will drive up stocks, equities. So get yourself in position. Get in where you fit in. Don't be over here in the matrix picking your nose. Get yourself ready to go. Wake yourself up. Get down in the description box and click on that Moomoo link and get your account open, your brokerage account open, so you're ready. And put you some money in there. And then stand in it and just stand in position. Lock and load and be in position. And then you just need to tap into the YouTube channel every single day, because I'm giving you updates every single day on what's going on. And you need to get over to Patreon and join the Wealth Builders, the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. We're called the Wealth Builders. We got 1,900 Wealth Builders, man. We're headed to 2,000. All we do in that community is help one another build wealth, guys. We're not experts, right? We're not experts. We're just there to help one another build wealth so that we can get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. If you want to be a part of the Wealth Builders, all you got to do is get down to the second link in the description box, which is my website link. It's www.richardfain.net. It's the second link. Click on it. It's going to take you over to my website. Now, in my website, you're going to have several things there you can look at. You're going to look at 10 big boy blue chip digital products that will help educate you financially. It will raise the level of your financial literacy and get you more comfortable with multiplying money. That's number one. Check out them digital products. Thousands of you guys have already made an investment in yourself and increased your financial literacy. The next thing you got to do, and the serious thing you got to do, is join the Wealth Builders. You'll see a membership button, a join button in the website. Seriously, guys, if you want to be locked in, you want to be around almost 2,000 people headed in the same direction as you, and every single day the market is open, we're in our live community chat, our real-time community chat, dropping nuggets and tips and best practices, telling people what they're buying, what's working, guys, I've gotten so many guerrilla stock tips out of the community chat because it's 19, we're going to be at 2,000. We're at 19 now, but we're going to be at 2,000 real soon. You got over 1,900 people sharing ideas, sharing best practices, not being experts, but just sharing. And guess what? One of those 1,900 people may know something I don't know. Matter of fact, many of them do, because they're out doing their own homework. And then they're sharing. They're coming back to our community with all that homework they've done, and they're sharing that homework. And that homework is investment ideas. That's what the homework is. They're sharing homework. That homework is investment ideas, stocks, ETFs, index funds, what's working, what's not working. Guys, where is she going to find? You won't find that in the matrix. You're not going to find that in the matrix. There's nobody going to help you in the matrix. Please understand that. There's nobody going to help you in the matrix. So what you need to do is come on over to the Wealth Builders and join us. Click on that membership button. Click on that join button. Come join us, man. We'd love to have you. We'd love to help you get to wealth. We're just a bunch of on fire for wealth retail investors. That's all we are. None of us are experts. We don't try to be. We don't try to tell you what to do. We just share all these ideas, man. And people are doing what? They're learning, number one. And then number two, they're executing. And then number three, they're in a safe place. Because we ain't trying to sell them nothing. We ain't trying to pass you off to some guru. We ain't trying to take your data and sell it to no. We ain't doing none of that crap, man. I don't play none of that in there. And the Wealth Builders know that. That's why they safe. So if you want to be a part of that, man, come join us. We'd love to have you. Well, guys, I got to get out of here. I just needed to take about 20 minutes and run y'all through what Tom Lee said. If you don't believe me, go out there and check it yourself. Go out there and do a fact check. Go to Google, pull up Tom Lee latest interview on CNBC. That's all you got to type into Google. Tom Lee's latest interview on CNBC. And boom, the video will come up. It's CNBC's YouTube channel. It'll come up and bam, you can listen to him yourself. I'm telling you what the dude said. V-shaped recovery after April 2nd. And here's why. Deregulation, tax cuts. These are the catalysts. Rate cuts. I put the rate cuts in. Tom Lee didn't put the rate cuts in. I put the rate cuts in. And I also put in the other one where 47 just wanted to crash the market so that he can take credit for the recovery. I put that in too. And I ain't got nothing wrong with 47. I'm a proud American. I support our administration, but that don't mean I gotta agree with everything they do. So for all of y'all, diehards on here, that's great. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm a diehard American. I want to see the American people succeed. I want to see the 99%ers succeed. Feel me? I ain't worried about the 1%ers, right? But that don't mean I'm not going to support our administration. But when they do something that I don't agree with, I'm not going to just fall in line because I'm a zombie. I'm not going to be a zombie. If y'all want to be a zombie, go right ahead. I'm not going to be a zombie. I'm going to be a human being that's interested in helping other human beings. I don't care what shape, size, color, or origin, where they come from. I just want to help human beings put themselves in a position to build wealth so they can control 100% of their time and their financial destiny. That's all I'm about. But I'm a proud American. I will support our administration. But when they do something wrong, I'm going to let you know I don't agree with it. That's all. I'm never going to disrespect anybody. That's not what I do. I'm not that kind of person. My mom didn't raise me that way, right? I respect the presidency. I respect that position. I would never degrade that position. Never. Nor would I ever degrade America. I may not agree with everything America does because we're not perfect, but I'm an American. I was born here, I was raised here, and I'm gonna die here. You feel me? So all you gotta do is get yourself down in the description box and get in position. Get that Moomoo. Get that Moomoo account set up, guys. Get the 30 free stocks because poof, they gonna disappear on March 31st, guys. It's gone. Never to be heard of again. Don't catch yourself sleeping on this one. Get down there and get them. And then come on over to Patreon, join the Wealth Builders, and become part of this team we put together. It's an amazing team, guys. When you get in that community chat and all that stuff going on Monday through Friday, man, when we talking about building wealth and all these tips and nuggets, and you like, whoa. Listen, man, and everybody loving on you from a financial standpoint, you need that in your life. You're not going to get it in the Matrix. You will never get that in the Matrix. You will never get somebody that says, hey, welcome. Here's what I'm doing. Check it out. Here's some tips. Here's some nuggets. Here's some best practices. You're not going to get that in the Matrix. So come on over to Patreon and join us so we can help you get yourself to wealth. Well, thank y'all, man. I'm going to get on out of here. I got a few more things I got to do today. I just thought I'd stop by and give y'all the good news about Tom Lee and the V-shaped recovery that's going to be happening after April 2nd. That's the serious warning Tom Lee just gave all investors about stocks. If y'all appreciate that, hit the thumbs up for me. Hit that thumbs up. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.